Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, January 17th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple of clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, ticker symbol RGTI. Nice mover today. This will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the video previously, but if you did, hopefully remember me putting in that resistance trend line right there. And you can see started off the day with a false breakout of that level, pulled back basically all the way to the bottom part of the pattern, which I talked about yesterday. Beautiful bounce, and has now finally gotten the breakout through that level. So the question right now really just becomes, is this movement here, which is a breakout, is this the start of something even bigger? And that's always an exciting question to ask, because think about the question itself. It makes no sense to ask that question if nothing worthwhile is even happening. But in this situation, something worthwhile is happening. It's broken out. So yeah, is this thing going to get rock and rolling and push to even higher highs than what it's seen? So definitely an interesting dynamic on that in and of itself. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level as it served its purpose for now and adjust this area of support now up to what I would call the ideal level at 1090, meaning, hey Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? Definitely if the price can stay above 1090, but from the overarching standpoint, key area of support to watch is going to be that purple line right there, 50 period moving average. Keyword being moving. So as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher and higher. So as long as the price stays above that purple line, then from an overarching standpoint, the bulls are still in full control. But yes, got the breakout today. Is this movement late afternoon the start of something even bigger for Friday? We'll see what happens. Next one, ticker symbol AEON, penny stock here with a whole lot of volume on it. And now we have ourselves a nice little technical pattern here headed into Friday. So let's get the bottom part of the pattern into play first. Change that to green to represent support. And then the top part of the pattern. Come on, there we go, right there. Come down a little bit more, there we go, perfect. And then just to make the pattern easier to see, let's keep it all one color. So we have our area of resistance. We have our area of support. We have the big explosive move right there. If you golfers out there, try to make it a little bit more visual for you. Put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because something's in a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed the price is going to go upwards. But is it valid? Is it logical to think that if the price were to come up here and break through that level, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible scenario. So if you like penny stocks, if you like bull pennant patterns, keep an eye on it. Next one here, ticker symbol DATS. Very, very impressive move today. Volume had basically went quiet, and then all of a sudden you can see, I'm assuming there's news or something, volume kicked in another gear and a big surge up. So got to think a lot of people will be watching this one headed into Friday. Main area of resistance, I'm going to take it back to this area right here at $6, and we'll call it 60 cents. Yes, I realize the price broke above it. Well, let me take a step back. This is coming from essentially over here. And yes, I realize the price did break above it 3 times right there. But every single one of those, so all 3 of those were faulty breakouts. And then on the third breakout that failed back down below, you can see price went right back to that general area, but except in that situation, went back to behaving like it did here, could not push through it. So is $6.60, again, that being the key resistance, impossible to break? I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying, though, is that breaking something and then maintaining the break are 2 very different things. And as of right now, sure, the price has been able to break that level, but when it comes to maintaining that breakout, that's where the price has really struggled. So that'll definitely be the main area of resistance to watch moving forward. In terms of levels of support, you'll want to keep a close eye on the purple line right there. 50 period moving average currently valued at $5.30. But no doubt about it, great volume today. And now it's just a question of, can this momentum carry it back up to 660 and get the break? We'll see what happens. Next one, BMRA, a pretty ugly looking chart here, no doubt about it, but now relatively interesting because we have some sideways action here. So at least, and I should take a step back, I wish I could say trading was this easy, where just because there's a big pullback, now all of a sudden the price going sideways mean that for sure guaranteed this is the bottom, and for sure guaranteed the price is going to go back up. If only it were that easy. My point here is that it's at least valid. It's at least a plausible thought to suggest that the price could be getting ready to go up, back up. Case point, let's say the price is actually still doing something like this, just going down, and then I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like this could be the bottom. You'd be totally justified to say, wait, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally still dropping. But that's not the case here. So again, does that mean this sideways action mean that it's for sure the bottom? No, but it does become a little bit more plausible Absolutely. So if there is going to be any sort of a turnaround and a breakout back to the upside, key level that stands out to me right there at 75 cents. So keep an eye on that, and let's see if this sideways action can continue, and then eventually if there is some sort of curl back in the upwards direction. So if you like penny stocks and you like these scenarios, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one here, NVDA. A couple different ways of looking at this. First off, today, so keyword being today, as in just one day, rough move, gap and trap. Price gapped up, opened right there, and then down it went basically the rest of the day. So yes, today individually, not a good day. Now that's also a matter of perspective. People that were going short right there buying puts, it was a great day for them. But like I said, just from a daily standpoint, looking at today individually, gap and trap on the day. Now from an overarching standpoint, everything is still perfectly fine. Now this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the previous video, but if you did, hopefully remember me talking about that purple line there being an area of support, and you can see just classic example right there of charts. Price came down there, beautiful bounce off that level. So moving forward, that purple line there, currently valued at 133.65, will be the main area of support to watch. And if the price breaks below there, that's where things get a little squirrely, because if the price were to drop down below there, now all of a sudden you have the price starting to go back to where it started. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make great bounces and all of a sudden go right back to where they were, not exactly a sign of genuine strength. Again, I'm not saying that's what's going to occur, but that is why that 133.65 mark, a very important level in my mind as far as areas of support. If the price does try to curl back upwards, initial area of resistance right there at 136.50, followed by the next one up there, that pink line, the 138.30 mark. But all in all, like I said, bigger picture wise, the price is still building higher bases, and that's what it's all about. You want to see those higher lows. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use, or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage that you can use to sign up. Now, one special note, the class is happening this evening. So a couple scenarios, maybe you already have something on your schedule, or maybe you're watching this on Friday morning, then go ahead, send me an email to clay@clayjar.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the replay so you can watch it whenever best fits your schedule. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up, and I'll see you here in just a few hours. Next one here, ticker symbol ADX, and a very bizarre looking chart, a couple of big spikes up, and that's really the main reason why I'm doing this, because it has a history of making big moves. Big move there, and then today, big move. It also has the history of very quickly giving up those big moves. So that's my way of saying no guarantees. If a big move does happen, maybe you want to consider being a little bit more aggressive on the profit taking, because history has shown that it can give them up quickly. But within the context of all these big moves and then failures, what we have is a very interesting and fascinating overall uptrending trend line. So through all the drama, the price is building some slightly higher lows. Now that may not mean anything, or it may mean that, who knows, maybe another big spike is in the works, because the price is slowly but surely building those higher lows. Now I realize these sorts of scenarios are not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm trying to bring a variety to everybody. So if you do like these scenarios where you're looking to be more aggressive, you like penny stocks, then this one could certainly fit the bill. Next one here, WHLR, one of these ugly looking charts, but as I talked about earlier, there can be opportunity in the ugly, especially when there's a big pullback and then you get the sideways action, and especially in this situation, sideways action at a very logical location, and that location being the purple line there, which you now know is the 50-period moving average. With all that being said, and as I've said previously, just because the price is going sideways at a moving average does not mean for sure guaranteed this is the bottom and it's going to go back upwards. It goes back to that whole talking point of, is it at least a rational thought to throw out there? Is there any sort of plausibility behind it? And absolutely. So it's one of these scenarios where if you're not going to be good and disciplined and honor risk and all that sort of stuff, I mean, you shouldn't even be trading, but that's a whole other topic. But you definitely should not be trading scenarios like this. But from a risk-reward scenario, even if you get a very modest bounce, relative to what was being risked, like I said, you could structure yourself a nice little risk versus reward trade plan. So if you like these sorts of circumstances, you like this price range, keep an eye on it. Next one, QBTS. Talked about this one in yesterday's video, and this is an area that I had talked about and drawn. And as of right now, yeah, it's being stubborn. Price did break above it, so I'd fully agree that that trend line has been weakened. But as I speak right now, you can see the price is back down below there. So as of right now, you still got to consider this the key public enemy in terms of areas of resistance. Again, I fully would concede that that level's been weakened up, but it's still strong enough to not allow the price to build any sort of momentum. So it goes back to that idea of there's two situations: breaking above a level and then maintaining, staying above the level. As of now, breaking above that area, it has not been the problem. The problem's been when it becomes staying above that area. So in the future, just because the price breaks above it, like I said, I'd be a little skeptical until the price has proven for sure that it's going to be able to stay above the breakout point. If the price does come back a little bit more, then just continue to watch, as I talked about yesterday, the purple line there, which you now know is the 50-period moving average, currently valued at $5.08. But all in all, knocking on the door of this breakout area, maybe it can give it another try on Friday. Next one here, DJT, and I like this one for this reason and this reason alone. And as I do this, please realize I'm not trying to press you. This is not some sort of great skill on my part, but you got to think that everybody and their brother's uncle has drawn that trend line right there. And I make that comment about having no special skill and everybody drawing it because when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movements. So no guarantees, as I've mentioned, but it's certainly more than plausible to think that if the price were to come up here and get a break up through that level, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure. And in my opinion, maybe you would say, no, I would play it a different way, totally fine. But in my opinion, from a chart standpoint, that is by far the most interesting dynamic. Such a well-defined trend line, and can the price break it? And if so, does that open up the floodgates of more momentum? We'll see what happens. Next one here, SES, and same general idea that I just talked about. So as I put this line into place, not trying to press you, this is not a great discovery. The exact opposite. You got to think that a bunch of people have noticed that right here around $1.11 has been a stubborn area of resistance. Going back through the history of things, you can see rejected, actually right there, I didn't even notice that, rejected the price right there. Right there, didn't quite hit it, but then once again went to rejecting it right there. So we have very, very well-defined area of resistance at $1.11. And then also what's part of this, so we have that area of support, we have that resistance, we have that upwards move right there. So we also have put the golf down there once again. So we have actually a bull pennant pattern. So bull pennant pattern with the top of the pattern being a very well-known, very significant area from a technical standpoint. So once more, that still does not guarantee anything, but in terms of, is it plausible probabilities that if the price were to come up here and break through that level, think about what it's doing. It's breaking through two things. It's breaking through just the overall resistance, but it would also be breaking out of that bull pennant pattern, which can lead to just that many more self-fulfilling prophecies. So like I said, very interesting scenario here on SES. So if you like this price range, I definitely keep an eye on it. I'll get to Bitcoin here in just a moment, but again, for you stock traders out there, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool, then definitely get signed up for the free live webinar. Like I said, it'll be this evening, Thursday, January 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. But like I mentioned earlier, if you can't make it live for whatever reason, go ahead, send me an email to clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the replay. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up, and I'll see you here in just a few hours. All right, now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification here. I am now on the 4-hour time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 4 hours instead of 30 minutes. And that is because Bitcoin is open 24/7. And from just from a video analysis standpoint and wanting this analysis to remain relevant for as long as possible, by using longer time frames and then looking at some longer, and walking through some general questions, that'll allow me to keep this relevant for as long as possible. But as of right now, a couple of key dynamics. Talked about that pink line in yesterday's video. Beautiful bounce off it. But as I speak right now, the price is once again approaching this key area of resistance. So let's just assume you're watching this video 15 hours after I upload it. Question number one for you is, where's the price at relative to 100 and 1,000? In any way, shape, or form, if you're saying the price is above that area, that is a good thing because that implies that a breakout has occurred. Now, how good of a thing? How good of a breakout? Well, let common sense guide you in that regard. The further above 100 and 1,000, the more strong of a breakout and the better of a situation. So right here, again, that'd be great. That implies a breakout has occurred. The price being way up there, that would be an even better situation. Now, maybe saying, well, Clay, actually, I'm watching this and the price is still down below that red line. Okay, next immediate question. Well, where's the price at relative to the pink line there, 200 period moving average, valid at, we'll call it 97,200. If you're saying, well, the price is still above there, then everything is, nothing to worry about at all. That would imply that there's some form of consolidation. Now, if you're saying, well, actually, Clay, the price is down below the pink line, okay, well, where's the price at relative to the purple line? Now, if you're somehow saying the price is down below there, again, the chart's not ruined, but that would be where I would say the first red flag starts to appear. I doubt you're entering it in that way. But nonetheless, that would be kind of almost a red flag point where, okay, get a little bit more skeptical. But as of right now, it's pushing up towards this area of resistance. Will the price be able to break through it? We'll see what happens over the course of the next 24 hours. And as a vet of the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to definitely get signed up for the free live class, because what you'll learn about can and certainly should be used within the world of Bitcoin and crypto. So as mentioned, it'll be this evening, Thursday, January 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But if you cannot make it live, then like I said, go ahead, send me an email to clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the replay. And then also, as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, if you appreciate me doing Bitcoin, and you want to show some super easy and free way to support the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help out. So thanks for watching. And like I said, go get signed up for the free class, and I'll see you in a few hours. Or if you need to, just send me an email.